What's going on, guys? I haven't done a video in a very long time. I'm sorry, but I've been very busy. I'm gonna show y'all how to fish a bait caster today. But I'm also gonna give you a quick channel update. I haven't really been fishing in a while because I've been busy. And it's been pretty windy, so it's not been very nice fishing conditions. And it's also been flooded. So with that out of the way, I'm also fishing a tournament in June. It's going to be a saltwater tournament. I'm going to be going after bluefish, redfish, and flounder, and also black drum. That's going to be pretty cool. I think I might even fish off the pier a little bit, get some of that on video. I'm going to try and film the tournament. It's going to be a little bit difficult because I'm going to be in the zone, focused on the tournament. So if I don't film all of it, sorry ahead of time. But without further ado, let's get started. Alright, so we're out here doing great things in my backyard. Alright, so I just got a Texas rig on here because the hook is not exposed and I got a weight on it. So what you're going to do is you're going to turn your brake all the way off. Alright, the next thing you're going to do is you're going to tighten your tension knob. That is what's going to be controlling the speed of your spool or your lure. So what you're going to do is you're going to release the spool, so push the button. Alright, then you're going to start turning your tension knob until the bait just starts to fall. Alright, hold on. Alright, there it goes. Now it's just starting to fall just a little bit. Alright, and so what you want, the sweet spot is when it's just starting to fall and when it hits the ground, it doesn't overrun. So I'll show y'all how it would overrun. Alright, there. See? It overrun, a little bit of a backlash. So you don't want that. In a real cast, if that happens, it's gonna be a really bad backlash. So please make sure you don't do that because you will mess up. Alright, next thing you're gonna do is hold on, let me fix this. Alright, right there. When you're learning, I would turn your brake on to about 6. That's a little bit past halfway on. So right about there. So I would start off with a sidearm cast. So what you're going to do is you're going to take your thumb and you're going to have it on the spool. Alright, then you're going to push the spool release. You're going to bring back, and like I said, start off with a sidearm cast. And you're going to throw it. You're going to release about right there. So right there in the cast, you're going to come back, you're going to release there. Alright. That'll get you a good trajectory. Sorry. But I'd start off with a sidearm cast, and I'd start off with about 1.5 to 2 feet of line. That's where I usually like to cast with. So like I said, start off with the sidearm cast, release there. Just get like a small 1 ounce weight, maybe lighter. Go out in your backyard and just cast it. That's what I did, and I feel like I picked it up pretty quick. Then you're going to start off with a overhead cast. You're going to do the same thing, except you're going to release it like right as the tip of the rod gets over your head. So right there. That's usually about good. When you first get a bait caster, don't try and make a big, long. Don't try and throw your bait across the lake. Just don't. You will get a backlash. I promise you. I did, and it was a mistake, and I had to cut off my line because I could not get the backlash out. So don't do that. If I were you, I'd start off with cheap line. Cheap mono is what I would do. Just go with like 12 pound because you can still fish with that, and it's also good for learning. So do that. Just start off with the basics. Don't really try and do any flipping and pitching. That's a little bit more advanced, and it's a little bit harder to do. So start off sidearm, come back, release about there. So that'll give you a nice little cast, smooth cast. Also make sure that right before the lure hits the water, you stop the spool. Because you want to feather the spool with your thumb the whole way the lure's in the air. So if you don't, the spool is going to overrun and it's going to tangle itself up, which is also called a backlash. So feather the spool the whole way there. Okay, there. Okay, and right before it hits the water, stop it. Okay, see how I stopped it? That will give you a good cast and a tangle-free fishing trip. Yeah, so like I said, release about there and stop the spool before the lure hits the water. Whenever I get, if you haven't got a bait caster yet, I get a 6 4 to 1, 6 1 to 1, 6 2 to 1, whatever. 6 4 to 1 gear ratio is what I have. It's the best gear ratio for all-around fishing, whether you're fishing jigs, whatever. But I get a 6'9", 6'10", or 7 foot medium heavy. If you can, I'd get a 1-piece, 2-piece. They usually have a weak spot, and they're just easier to. I mean, you don't have to break them down whenever you're riding in the car. But just get a 1-piece. If you also get it in the store, take a look over the rod and reel. Make sure the reel sounds good, and make sure the rod feels good and has no damaged eyelets or rod or blank, whatever. Alright, so that's it for today. Thanks for watching, and make sure to like and subscribe.